All right, here we are, live again. I started it a few minutes ago, but I had to quit because the yard guy showed up unannounced. I had to tell him to come back tomorrow if he didn't mind. But anyway, this is Mike at Mike's Magic Auto Detailing and Paint Enhancement here at Sharpsburg, Georgia. Not so sunny day today, kind of dreary, poopy. Hadn't really rained today. But anyway, no, and that's not the refrigerator matic. We won't need that today. But some of you have been here before and watched some of my previous videos. You know what we're looking at there. I do that for a particular reason, and I'll explain that to you in just a momento. And I am joined today, pan around slowly here, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Oh, there she is, my girl Angela, who is learning the biz and how to do this stuff. Ain't she purty, y'all? Best looking assistant I've ever had, I'll tell you that right now. Hey, y'all better look at her than look at me any day. But what we're looking at here is a 2002 Toyota Tacoma that was brought to me about 9 months ago, maybe a little better. And it was given the whole treatment, strip washing, clay barring, deconning, a good bit of deep paint correction because it was in not awful shape, but it was in bad shape, and ended up putting a very good quality ceramic coating on it, topped with a sealant. I just wanted you guys to see what it looked like when it left out of here back then, and the owner was given instructions on how to properly maintain this truck, so forth and so on. Oh man, that came out looking good, didn't it? Look at that shine, folks. And that color paint sometimes is difficult. The lighter colors are more difficult to get that kind of gloss. But that one came out. Look at those. Take particular note of those fender flares. See how good those look? Yeah, buddy. We'll go check up on those in a few moments. Some more shine and gloss. Look at the glass in the window. Oh, you can see me in the window there. What a grizzly looking goat I am. I don't care. Oh, there we are, all finished up with the ceramic coating and the topper, the top coat protectant, they call it. That thing turned out nice. Ooh, look at the gloss on that hood, would you? And it was pretty bad when it came in. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Ooh, there was the roof, turned out nicely, very nicely. And you're saying, oh, that's all fine and good, Mr. Mike. Well, what does it look like now? Well, folks, as you'll see here in just a minute, he pretty much neglected this truck since he paid me all that money to get it looking damn near like new. He basically has driven it. That's about it. I don't think he's even really washed it. Or if he has, he hasn't washed it very much. So, that ceramic coating has pretty much been a waste of time and money, but not altogether, as we'll talk about when we see what it looks like now. Oh man, that thing looked good. So what we're going to do this time is myself and Angela, we're going to have to do what I call a hard wash, not a maintenance wash, because we're going to have to take this ceramic coating that's on it off, because he has now decided he wants the new titanium coating on it, which will last for more years than this ceramic coating would have and give it more gloss and shine if that's possible than it had. And it's just more durable, easier to maintain. And he also wants the new glass titanium coating on it as well. So, well, you're like, okay. What does it look like now, Mike? Well, you know what? Let's take a walk out there and see. Let's just go look at it. Alrighty then. Let's take a look at it. Oh my goodness. It passes the 10-foot test, as I call it. What about 10 foot back? Looks pretty decent. Oh man. But as you can see, he's let the headlights turn back. Restored those last time. I can't remember right at the moment what coating I put on her, but if you neglect them, even after they've been restored, which these obviously have been, they will begin to turn back. They're not terrible this time, but they are starting to turn. Even brand new headlights obviously will fail if you don't halfway take care of them. Same thing with this bug shield here. I had restored that. It has started to turn back. That started to turn back. That piece down at the bottom of the bumper there, that seems like it has held up relatively well, because that is better quality plastic than some of the other plastic pieces, because they know it's going to get hammered badly, impacts and all that kind of stuff. But oh boy, look what happened to the fender flares, folks. Man, I think they're worse now than when he brought it to me the first time. This is where I was testing it with my fingernail. That tells me all that will come off, and we should be able to restore these again without any problem. And we'll put probably the titanium coating over these as well that we're also putting on the metal and this paint. He wants his fender flare spiffed up. We'll do all that. Of course, the wheels and tires, he's neglected those. Remember what they looked like in those photographs, folks? The paint actually has held up pretty good, even though it's dirty, nasty. And I don't know, and we'll maybe show it in the video, the ceramic coating has protected this paint for the most part. A lot of this junk that you can see is on there. I hope y'all can see it. I'm having a hard time seeing what y'all seeing, but I just wet my finger, and with this ceramic coating on there, it just rubs off, which means that just a routine wash will get a lot of this stuff off. But some of this has bonded to, see that, has bonded to the ceramic coating, which is okay. That's one of its jobs. Provides what we call a sacrificial layer between the environment and your clear coat, so that your paint is protected. Even though this thing is dirty, nasty right now, you can see where somebody's been rubbing their hand across it, or maybe an animal, I don't know. But that, when you do that, folks, that scratches your paint. It scratches your paint. So we got some bonded contaminants right here. I'm trying to show you guys. There we go. I don't know if y'all can see all that, but a lot of that, since it's ceramic coated, is probably going to come off when we just pressure wash it down. And you can see where you've got some streaking underneath this badge here, body badge I call it. What happens is you get all this dirt and stuff in here and in these little places here, blah blah blah, and it works its way in behind things like tree sap, blah 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 blah, all that kind of stuff. And then when it gets in a hard rain or sits outside in a hard rain, the water goes down in there, boom, and then all of a sudden all that trapped dirt runs down and streaks your paint. I'm sure some of that will probably also wash off as well. Sorry for the camera taking a dive there. A bug was biting me on my elbow. But I can't remember exactly what we did to this glass before. I think we put just a glass sealant on it. But it has held up rather well. There's no etching. There's a few things like tree sap and bug guts and that sort of thing that has bonded to it. But it's bonded to the sealant and not the glass. So you remove the sealant, you remove all that. So we'll have to come up with a plan for that. The door handles have started turning back. Oh my goodness. Some nasty stuff on this paint. Ooh-wee. Look how dirty this thing is. And you can see this rear fender flare here. Pitiful, pitiful shape. We'll take care of all that. A lot of dirt and contaminants back here on the tailgate. That has held up. The step bumper has held up relatively well. It is newer, if I remember correctly, because I believe he told me he had some lady ran into him and that had to be replaced, but that's been several years ago. We put good quality stuff on that and has helped preserve it, even though this truck has been neglected for the last 9 months. You've got contaminants up under the door handle. That's typical. I don't know if y'all can see it, but some streaking under that badge. But what we're going to do, basically, is get this thing back as clean as we possibly can. And what's our first step, Miss Angela?
Strip wash.
Huh?
Strip wash?
Yeah, before we do that, though, what's the first step in a strip wash, baby?
Wash
Huh?
the wheels. Wash the wheels.
The pre-rinse.
The pre-rinse.
Yeah, we get our pressure washer out and we just blast as much of that crap off of it as we possibly can. And then, you were right.
The wheels.
The wheels and tires, correct? Yeah. And then, what kind of method for washing this truck, as far as the contact wash goes, we'll foam it down with some really strong soap with the foam cannon, you know, after we do our pre-rinse and all that. Let it, and after we've done the wheels and tires, let that sit on there, because we're not overly concerned, because we will ultimately be buffing this old ceramic coating off, and that's about the only way to completely remove it, is you buff it off, which is not a big deal. It's just a quick one-step buff. It's not a huge deal. And then we will, what they call, decontaminate the paint. That would be the next step. And then we'll do what is called our contact wash, which will be different on this vehicle as opposed to a general maintenance on a ceramic coated vehicle, because we're going to take the ceramic coating off. So our contact wash process will be a little different. What kind of soap and method do you think we should use for the actual contact wash?
Oh.
We talked about it a little earlier. You forgot?
Yes.
Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to use the Meguiar's Wash Plus soap, because it has some abrasives in it, and it's very concentrated, very strong, pretty strong soap actually. And we're going to need to do some hard scrubbing on this car. And it doesn't matter if we mar the finish on it a little bit, which that soap will do. I don't care what Meguiar's says, it will do that. But we're not concerned about that, because we're going to be doing at a minimum a one-step polish anyway to remove the ceramic coating, which is what will get scratched a little bit, not the paint itself. And so we don't care about a little bit of marring this go around, and that's the only time I use that type of soap. And then, of course, after we contact wash it, we'll get the car dryer out. We'll dry it with forced air, heated and filtered forced air, and then we will pull it into the garage and probably go ahead and do another clay bar, just because this one hasn't been maintained all that well. You don't want to clay bar your vehicles too often, because you do remove a tiny bit of clear coat when you do that. But anyway, that's basically going to be our process, and then after all that's done, we'll paint prep the whole thing and start applying the platinum coatings. I've never seen anybody. He doesn't look like he's jogging, he looks like he's running. I think it's one of my neighbors. His wife calls him Donnie. Yeah, that's his name, Donnie. I think it's Donnie. But yeah, we're going to get started on this thing, folks. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. We'll be doing a series of videos as we proceed along here. So, if you're watching on YouTube and you want to see that smiling pretty face again, and what else we do to this truck, hit that subscribe button and it will let you know when I post new videos of this journey, and you can see the final results. That way it'll tell you, you know, give me a, I think on YouTube you do a like, they have a like button and a subscribe button. You know, make comments if you're got a question or an observation, you want some information, or whatever you want to do. Make a comment. Tell me where you're watching from. I'm always interested in knowing that. And if you're on Facebook, I think you can like it, give me a thumbs up, one of those deals. You can make comments, ask questions there as well. And I don't think you can subscribe on Facebook. I'm not sure what you can do. I'm not that up to date on all that stuff. But we're probably going to go ahead, even though it's a little late in the day, the weather's kind of poopy, we'll probably at least go ahead and do our pre-rinse with our power washer, which I have already gotten out. All right, folks, I do appreciate all of you who have tuned in and watched myself and Miss Angela get ready to start on this truck. It's like the difference between a ship and a boat, right? Cars, trucks. Okay, anyway, thank y'all very much. Bye-bye, folks.